um, I had videos I was working on, and okay, I'm not editing this down. I don't think. I don't think I'm just gonna post a raw feelings kind of thing, a raw rant kind of deal. I had videos I was working on. I was working on the Doja Cat video. I recapped and kind of like look back on who was Caden, the 9-year-old XXL pitch man, and kind of did everyone else I did in my first video about XXL. I was gathering more racist TikToks to make a part three, and then I had some other business to handle over the weekend, which hindered me from recording. But what I really want to talk about today is the value of Black life and the value of the protests that have been going on, not just in America, but across the world. Paris is blown up for us, Ghana, Switzerland, London. It's tough, and it's telling that Black is not valued all around the world. Have talked about this before. How in Africa, one of the most sold skincare products is skin bleaching because people were taught to hate their blackness so much that they want to be white now, and that kind of translate over into how every dark skinned person is treated in every country, treated as lesser, treated as our lives meaningless, and that's what we saw with George Floyd. That's what we're seeing with some of these protesters. Uh, they've arrested 4,000 American citizens in these protests, and we only asked them to arrest 4 cops, and that's the bare minimum. Because Breonna Taylor got gunned down in her own home on a warrant serve gone wrong, on a warrant serve gone wrong, because it went wrong because they weren't at the wrong house. They were at the wrong house. The dude they were looking for was already in jail, and they gunned her down. And her boyfriend, who was a legal gun owner, like has his card, shot one shot defending his home because they didn't announce themselves. They didn't knock on the door, and they charged him with murder. We should been asked for their heads, but we didn't. It should be 6 officers. Ahmaud Arbery, he was just chilling, like just chilling while black. That's a crime. That's a crime. He was chilling while black, and it makes you think like, what can I do? And the only thing you can do is try to get the system to change, because there's nothing that you can do in this state, not in this state, in this country, that won't get you gunned down. Seriously, any old thing, any old thing. You know how many people were killed inside their house in like 2018? Like in 2018, you know how many people had their house burst into by the police and just shot for no apparent reason, and nothing ever happened to any of those cops? Ahmaud Arbery shot while jogging. Trayvon Martin shot over Skittles in Arizona. And the dude that shot him wasn't even a cop. So it makes you think like, what can you do? And the answer is nothing. The answer is we can do nothing in this current system of things. We have to issue in the next. We have to vote. There's police in New York over the air saying, run over protesters, shoot those motherfuckers, literally. And no one says, hey, we don't do that here. No one says, hey, that's the wrong thing to say. The only cop to say anything to him was, don't put that over the air. So yeah, you can feel that way and you can conduct yourself that way, but just don't put it on the air. What kind of shit is that? And you know, if they want to. Here's the other thing. I'm speaking of Black life, but it's not just a black issue. It's an everyone issue. Racism is an everyone issue. Black people are continuously victimized by everyday oppression. Like, little do you know it. Everyone wants to scream, all lives matter. And I really hate that. Just because I say Black Lives Matter doesn't mean yours don't matter. You don't have a movement. You don't need a movement. Karen, you can just go about your day, live your life, go home, and that's it. Terrorize some managers at Applebee's, go home, and that's it. But I could get shot for any reason. I didn't tell people, my friend group, I said, if the cops ever come to see me, I'm gonna die. And they said, nah, Tari, man, stop tripping. I'm talking to my white friends now. Tari, stop tripping. Well, there was one who didn't know the importance of or the detriment of black people in police mixing like oil and water. He said, "Yeah, come on, Tari. You know what I'm saying? If you just be chill, that's it." My other white friend, Reagan, Red Army Gym. I speak about him a lot in my channel, at least in the earlier days. And he says, and you know, it could turn into a joke because I'm a very jokey joke person, but you know, I mean, it's really telling that you know they know too. He's like, oh yeah, they're bringing out the SWAT team for you. Your shoulders are too wide, and I believe that. I'm too big. I strike fear into people's hearts just by looking, not even getting to speak. Because to be honest, I'm a teddy bear, dude. Like I'm such a nice person, but I don't have white ladies see me and clutch their purse tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I don't want your purse. I want that wig, snatch that hoe. But it's not a jokey joke time. I have to remind myself. And it's it's telling. It's really telling. The NYPD trapped people on a bridge last night. Like this is the movie Selma, or like this is Selma, Alabama, in the civil rights movement or something. Um, they're throwing tear gas. The people who are looting, I'd hate to say it, but the people who are starting to loot, it seems like they're undercover cops. They're undercover cops. They're white supremacists trying to derail the movement when there's white people doing it. And the news isn't covering that part though. They're not telling you that black people are. They're telling you that black people are, stealing from stores. When that's not the case. Not the case at all. I really wish that we could get past this. First, it starts with voting out Trump. That's where we have to start. That's where it has to begin. He doesn't value black people. Anything he's done for the black community is to trick us into a false sense of anything he's done for the black community has to trick us into a false sense of solidarity with him. He doesn't care about us. It doesn't matter. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care. Like, well, we've proven that since 2016 that he didn't care. You're not even supposed to be our president. He lost the popular vote. Like, you're not even supposed to be here, sir. But there's 42 million black people. That's a lot of votes to go to one person. Yes, we are a minority, but a big chunk of votes like that, that makes us a majority. That's why they pander to us, because they know once we're like a hive mind. Once the black vote goes one way, and one way only, that's where it goes. Probably got a few stragglers like Blacks for Trump. We're not even talking about them anymore. Candace Owens, we're definitely not going to talk about her. But it's just this whole situation has shown me a lot more than I thought. One, it showed me that in this day and age, black people could still come together and protest, which is something that I didn't know that could happen. I don't live close to any protests, and I don't have any transportation right now, so I couldn't get to any of them. But boy, I would have been there. I would have been there. People are getting shot in the head with rubber bullets, needing surgery. You need to look at those rubber bullets though, because those things non-lethal. You know what? It is non-lethal. It's non-lethal if you're not going for a headshot. I'm pretty sure the police are lining them up and only aiming for above the neck, trying to do the most damage possible. But they can't outright kill you, so they're definitely gonna make your life change in whatever way possible. So I don't know, man. Part of me, it says peaceful protest, guys. We don't need to do this. The other part of me says burn that shit down until they make a change, because they're not changing. After this ends, they're gonna go back to doing the same thing. But see, here's what we do. Every time an unarmed black man gets killed, throw another riot, and another riot, and another riot. We can't just do it one time. This would have to be an everyday thing. Keep your pitchforks and Molotovs ready in a corner. And every time a new name drops, go get it and head out. That's how we have to show them. We have to show them that life is now in our hands, in the hands of the people, not them. They can call the National Guard all they want to. But boy, it'd be a rough work week every time one of their officers chooses to take an unarmed black man. And, you know, one thing I also hate is the people defending any death of an unarmed black man. Oh, he was reaching. Oh, he was doing this. Oh, he was doing that. None of those things ever equal to death for anyone but a black person. You ever seen that video of that white dude beating the shit out of like 5 cops, butt naked, high off drugs, doing backflips, and then dipping out? No one even pulled out a baton. No one even tried to, I don't even think anyone tried to tase him. But George Floyd was getting picked up for a bounced check. Fully complied. They beat him up and they sat on his neck for 8 minutes. Then they tried to cover it up by getting the coroner to say that the kneeling on the neck didn't kill him. As if we didn't watch the fucking video. As if basically saying, man, that's not what you saw, man. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't, that wasn't what you seen. Really? Think I'm fucking stupid? Is that what you think? That's how I feel. That's how I feel that you think I am. I think I'm stupid. I'm trying to tell everyone in the world they're stupid. A powerful moment for me was when I saw the protesters laying on the ground for 8 minutes as someone screamed his last words. Called for his mom. His mom is dead. And to be honest, I wish someone had helped him that day. I do. I wish someone would have went out of the way, put their life on the line as well. Try to fight the police off him. I feel like I don't know. I'm saying this, but I'm not in that moment. And I can't blame anyone for not acting. I mean, you know, you're watching the people who are literally supposed to protect and serve our country murder a person slowly in front of you, deliberately, with his hands in his pocket, listening to a man reduced to calling to his mom. What a smirk on his face, as if it empowered him in some way. And it turns out it did. He was a white supremacist. He was a white supremacist on the job. And one of the dudes who was standing off to the side was Asian. Was an Asian person. Which shows that black life has no value or meaning to anyone but black people. And Shit, with Candace Owens and some of the blacks for Trump, we see that. No, we don't even matter to them too. There's black conservatives on YouTube. I think the one dude named is Anthony who said, I forget his full name. He's a YouTuber. His name is Anthony, and he said, if you don't act wild, you don't get shot by the police. I wonder where is he now. I actually wanna go check his channel. I wanna do a commentary debate just on whatever video he's ever made on that. Because I hate to say it, but it's coons like him that make white people feel validated. You turn into a token. You turn into one of the good ones. Don't be one of the good ones. Because you settle for the disrespect they give you, but they only give you respect because you respect them. Not because you respect them, because you kiss their ass. You don't even realize it. You echo what they echo. You preach what they preach. So they look at you and go, "Hey, he's one of the good ones. Hey man, that's my guy. That's my black friend." You're the person they mention when they say I have a black friend. But in reality, you're not pro-black. You're pro-white. Hey, to say it like this, you're Uncle Tom. You're a hey massa ass nigga. That's who you are. But I could go on and on forever. Because I'm just speaking from the heart. I have ADHD really bad. And you're going to see a lot of pauses in this video because I'm not going to cut it down. This is going to be raw and uncut. And I don't know. Lose train of thought a lot. And I could go into a lot of many different rants. This would be a 40-minute video. But, I'm going to end it here.